can allocate as the board that much money till you spent for those, so you can
Okay.
just spend it.
So well, we have been, what was that? We have been ordering all these, the latest ones we had ordered last. I can share with you. What was that? I've forgotten the name of the. We've been ordering it through on a computer, and we have an
Vista?
account with them.
So Vista Print,
Vistaprint.
Vistaprint.
Oh, Vista, you've used Vista. Okay.
So
We can do some comparison pricing.
yeah.
it'll be up to you where do you decide to get them printed.
We are getting a free graphic artist out of this.
Amen.
Oh yeah.
So we will, when we're ready for that, Anita and Allison and I will do some comparison shopping as far as printing.
Great.
And Allison is working on the wording for the template for the follow-up letter. So those are our two
Good.
goals.
And I'm sorry,
we-
I haven't got the address of Pam Thomas yet. For Allison asked for it several weeks ago, and I haven't gotten it yet.
Okay. Well, if you could follow up on that, that'd be great. But the three of us are energized, and we really like working together, and we want to share our energy with the board,
Absolutely.
don't we?
Great.
Great report. Program, Minnie.
Me? I'm not programmed. Claudia is programmed.
Claudia, I'm sorry.
All right. It's okay. So I contacted or attempted to contact every tutor that we have, and a few got back to me. A few said they would send in stories and didn't. So this week I have all of them marked of who said they would send in a story and who didn't answer, and whether I left them a message, spoke to them, something like that. So the people that I did get responses from, I scanned those in and sent those to Curtis. I need someone to share the Google Drive or the Excel file with me. I don't know. I can't find the last time it was shared, and so just to make those edits in the Excel file so that you know who wants to be removed as a tutor and who wants to stop tutoring but come back later. Most of the responses were pretty positive. There were some that either moved because people just PCS'd or they didn't have time. And but it wasn't anything negative. The Curtis, did you send a letter of appreciation for Paul's evaluation?
Not yet.
Okay.
I got the message yesterday, and I sent him a letter saying I'm going to compile one, but I asked him some other information when he went to tutor meetings, nose type, because they count also.
Yes, I did go into the office, by the way,
Okay.
and signed those papers that you asked me to.
Okay, they were lesson plans.
Yes, the lesson plans. I went in this morning and read those and initialed them. And then I also sent in applications for Ivy, or sent applications to Ivy, Julian, and Daniel. So I'll be
Okay.
watching for when they send them back. I talked to Anita about getting quotes from tutors, which is great because it gives me a reason to call them all again. So
That's great.
I'll be calling them to get quotes from them. And instead of stories, because long stories were harder, but a quote I think is a really good idea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll call them in and see if we can get quotes from them. Then the only other thing, Curtis, was the assessment from Jennifer. She said she would reach out to Tatiana, but she was wondering what information do we need to collect from her. Do we have a form that we can send to
Yep.
Jennifer, just giving her an idea of what she can
Absolutely.
go
I
ahead
asked
and
her
ask?
to make an appointment so we can meet in the office so we can talk, because this, for an information, she's one that called in. She can't speak a bit in English.
Okay.
So we need to get her in, and Jennifer she's bilingual. So I
Mhm.
want her to get in so three of us can talk, and I'll have her fill out a conversation then. Because she won't be able to do it on her own. It's going to have to be a face-to-face with a bilingual
Mhm.
interpreter. So I'd
Okay.
like her to make time in the office.
Okay. So then she just needs to find out when she's available, when Tatiana's available.
Okay. The interpreter, the man who answered said he's interpreter for her, says she's always available. Apparently, I don't know if she even got a job. It was hard to communicate with her, but I'll contact them again and see what we can do.
Okay. I can email him back and let him know. We just need to know a time that we can all meet in the
Okay.
office together.
That'll work.
Okay. I'll respond
Thanks.
to her in just a second. But I did know it was kind of confusing because you said that we needed to meet in the office, but she wasn't sure what to ask her. And anyway, it just
Yeah.
seems like it got lost. So just a time to meet together.
Initially, I sent her a letter. I was going to send her to Pine Valley because it fit right in
Mhm.
their program, but I didn't get any responses. And the girl called me back. So that's when I sent it to Jennifer saying, can you communicate with her?
I see. Okay. If I send Jennifer a separate email just saying we need a time to meet, who all should be on that?
I would think UI and probably Allison, because
Yeah.
eventually she's going to go out to Pine Valley, I would think. That's
Mhm.
most advantageous.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. So Allison, I'll do that. So you'll be in a group email
Okay, sounds good.
fairly soon.
Hey, I had a question, Claudia. Are you able to log into the OLC email?
Yes, I'm on it right now.
Okay, so when you go there, go to the drive, Google Drive,
Mm-hmm.
and from there you can access. It's over there in the Google Drive.
You mean the
Yeah.
left-hand corner is a bunch of squares.
The
Got
Google
it.
Drive has all the information about students and tutors.
Got it. Thank you.
Hey,
Okay.
Thank you, Minnie.
All right. Well, that's it.
Thanks so much. Any questions for Claudia?
thank you, Claudia, for what you're doing.
Yay.
The Governance Committee, also, we don't have any report. We didn't meet. Can we skip down to Pine Valley? Allison?
Excuse me, may I interrupt?
Yes, sir,
I have
ma'am.
to leave. I have to leave now.
Okay, oh, wow.
Yeah, so thanks for everybody. I'll see you sometime.
We'll send you the minutes so you can keep up, and if you have any questions.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Jill.
Take
I'm
care,
glad-
Joe.
I'm glad we
Bye.
can see you now.
Bye.
Okay, Allison, will you give us your report, please?
Sure. I'm gonna have to send you a revised copy of this because yesterday I just found out Anita is continuing with her students, so that adds one active tutor and one active student to my list. So so now we have 6 active students online and 3 active tutors. We also have 1 new student who needs to be placed. And that's it. So,
And I think we have 3 new people that want to be tutors. That's what Claudia was mentioning about us. You know.
because I don't know, I asked, I feel you, Claudia, because all the people that I've contacted have not gotten back to me. So, and I understand, Curtis, how frustrating that can be. So a lot of people are on vacation from this program because they're not meeting face to face and they don't have the technical skills to do this. So, yeah. So that would be great if I could figure out who is willing to meet with this woman only a couple times a month, early in the morning.
Okay.
Would be great.
Okay. You sent me the information about her.
Yeah.
So I will, with those 3 new ones, they have the application. I'll contact them midweek just to make sure that they got everything and see if I get any responses back.
Great,
Great.
thank you. And I have a question. I know this is our assessment form. I was wondering if there's any way that we could put this like online, like as in a Google Doc or something like that, or Google form.
I think
That
we can do
makes
it.
it editable.
Jill would have
online.
to retype it on there, but I think it can be done.
That would be really good. And something separate. I noticed when I went to the website, there's an online form for tutors to put their information, but there's no student like requests, like information requests that they could put their information in contact.
Yeah, that's another, we're working on. There is no there's no application for a student on there. You're right. The
Yeah.
other thing we're finding, and that's, Allison, that's the reason I sent you all the information. If an ESL student comes in here, we at the office do not have an assessment currently.
Okay.
Katrina's
you guys
assessment's the
don't
only thing we had.
Okay, sorry. All right.
That's where the confusion's been. Katrina's the one she had, is the only one we have for ESL students
Okay.
currently,
Well, maybe I'll just work on that. How about that? And I can send
Okay.
it to you guys.
if you will.
Have it online available.
Can I just ask, is somebody assigned to be working on the student online application?
Jill is supposed to be working with it.
Oh, okay. All right.
She was,
For-
and you mentioned there's one that you can do for us, and I said, go ahead with it. See,
Okay.
the lack of communication, we all need to talk together like this, be very helpful.
So Jill is working, Curtis, on the general student application
Yes,
for the
she's been working on
website?
a student application.
Is
That's
she or
perfect.
Allison is working? I'm confused.
See what?
Is Allison working on it or Jill working on it?
Jill's working on the student one. When we had that meeting, I asked her if she would work on a student one. She said yes, because she also mentioned that we don't have one, that we only have an adult. The ESL one's the one that Allison will work on because we don't have one in the office at all.
Okay.
So that the two people can work on those separately, but I think I'll remind Jill, and I know she'll do a good job on it.
All right. I'm going to put it in a Google form. That way it can be editable and you can send it out easier. Do we have a Gmail that it can be connected to? Is that our,
Consular Literacy Council
is that
Mhm.
at gmail.com? Yeah. You can do that.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Also
And
make it as a PDF or in a Word file also, so we
All
can
right.
do it both ways.
Okay. Sounds good.
I think with the new website, which is fantastic, having the student online application is again going to help with outreach, big time.
Absolutely. I hadn't thought that. Good idea.
Yeah.
Any question about Allison? Okay, I guess fundraiser, Minnie, next.
Okay. Let me share the screen. Well, we now have a donate button. We haven't met. There's no meeting. And the only money we got was from Facebook and Smile and Network for Good, as well as Jimmy Autry's memorial checks. And the donate button, I'm working on it, but it needs a few things. Donate Facebook, I had already applied a month ago, and then I heard from them that they need a statement, a bank statement with our address on it. Right now it has Donna's address because she needs, she says she needs those statements to come to her, the printed statements. So and also some suggested that we should open a new account so that our people, if I send it to PayPal, the statement and account number, bank account, we would not have to send them our original account. We can send them the new account, which will have like the minimum amount in it. So we are safe. I called the bank and they said they would be able to open our new account for free for us. And in that we can only deposit whatever comes through PayPal and through Facebook. I don't know if they will be able to give us a new address on that new account. If we get,
May I speak to that?
was that?
If you'll go out there on PayPal and you can set it, that's what we do at Onslow Caregivers. that what it does is when the money comes in, it sends you an email or a text, whatever you choose. And all you have to do is just touch a button and it will go into our bank account.
I know that, but right now we are trying to set it up. So for setting up, they need our bank account number, statements, and we
Okay,
don't
gotcha.
feel, we don't feel safe giving them our original account.
Well,
And-
we didn't give them our account. We just told them to send us notification. When we got that notification, I just pulled it up and hit one. I hooked it up to our account, and I was the one who determined who put it in the account electronically. So it might have changed, though. That's been a while. So
Well, yeah, I
leave a
haven't,
comment.
I haven't done with the PayPal yet, but I started with Facebook donate button. Facebook donate button didn't like it that I didn't give them the statement and the account number, and that account number, I didn't
Excuse me.
remember now.
Can everybody go ahead and mute themselves except who's speaking? We're getting a lot of sides that I can't hear what's going on with Minnie. Howard, can you mute yours?
I don't know how to do that.
I can do it. Don't worry.
Okay, thank you.
I'll have. Where is it? I can't find. I'll have to stop sharing, only then I will be able to.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Minnie. I'm sorry.
I can't do it till I stop sharing. I don't know how to do it.
You know, this may be a time that someone entertain a motion to start a second account.
That's right. That account will be safe because they will not be able to see our all the money, and we know it won't go anywhere. That's what the bank people suggested, and I had called other organizations, and that's how we do it.
So do you want to introduce the motion as part of your report?
Sure. The motion would be, can we have an auxiliary new account? It will be connected to this account, but it will be separate.
Is there a second to that motion?
I second it, Allison.
So this,
Go ahead, discussion.
am I muted?
No, you're on.
No, nobody's
Okay.
muted yet.
Okay, sorry. This is a second PayPal account, is
No,
that right?
no.
Second what?
Second bank account.
Sorry, okay.
And it's specifically for the Facebook donations, Minnie?
For any kind of donate, like whatever online donations we have.
Oh, okay,
Yes, it will
Okay.
go directly in there.
okay.
So this will be for online donations, basically.
And
That's a
you'll
good
start it. Can you start it for us, or does Donna start it?
Both of us can do it. I'm discussing with Donna. I'm in touch with her. I won't do it on my own because I'm not very, I'm a fundraising chair, but I'm not very good with money. So I
Is there any-
don't feel comfortable dealing with all these things on my own.
Is there any more discussion on it? Call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No opposed, and mention Jill is not voting. She's gone.
Okay. Approved except for Jill. Who seconded that?
I did, Allison.
Thank you, Allison.
So to move on, I have been looking into a golf tournament like we had last time, because it feels, even if COVID is there, something to do outside might be a better thing. So I did contact National Dodge, and I'm going to work on that. Even if we can't have our fundraiser, we might have some money coming in through the golf tournament.
I love that idea, Minnie. And I also read about a fundraiser where they hid items all over town, like at the businesses, and they gave people a clue, but it has to be outside. They can't go in the business. And they stayed in their own cars and they hunted it. And that way, you know, they gave like $10, and I thought, what a great idea, get people out doing something without, you know, putting themselves at risk. So if y'all don't think it's a good idea, that's okay, but I had thought
That's
about
good.
that.
That sounds like a good idea. We can talk about it
Yeah,
Okay,
great.
more detail.
You know, it's a committee item, but you also might look at some of these motorcycle groups that have been doing these card runs, and they donate the money to charities. But that's something you can discuss in your meeting, Minnie.
oh
I don't wanna
yes,
tie
what
you
did
up.
they call those?
Yeah, if anybody knows of any group that does that, we'll have to contact them. I have no idea.
The Rolling Thunder does.
My banker at Bank of America is in Rolling Thunder. I'll ask Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, ask him and let me know. That'll be
I
great.
wish I could, poker runs, they call them
Poker
poker
run.
runs. Uh-huh.
Runs.
Okay, I'll check into that.
Thank you.
Yeah. We have.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Minnie.
Yeah, we
Me
have
too,
to look
go
into
ahead.
some things that are outside. And then the last thing is September is Literacy Month. If we want to do something like that, we might think of doing a poker run or something. That might be a good idea for literacy.
We do a newspaper article, it'd also be good, but that'd be outreach. Something just letting people know it's Literacy Month and we're here.
Yes.
Carolyn, can you help us with that if we were to come up with something then that to be published in the paper?
I can, but you know, I don't work for the paper anymore, but I will be happy to submit it to the proper person.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Mhm.
we will add outreach then, I guess we'll add that because I think that's a great idea. It's a way to get word out about us.
Especially in our
But-
10th year.
I'll check about the poker run too, and we want to put that in there. And, you know, anything else that we're planning for later on is a good way to get it in there.
You know, and a point of interest, any of these ideas you have anytime, forward to Minnie. I've forwarded her ideas and she's looked at every one of those. So just, she's just sent her information. She'll figure it throughout in her committee. Anything else, Minnie?
And no, that will be all. And
Any other-
I have updated the website, Facebook, and I keep up with the Facebook and keep up with the Instagram. Anybody ready to help me? They are most welcome.
Can I just say how grateful we all are, Minnie, that you have agreed to take on the fundraising chair position to have you on, have you with us. Thank you for taking that on.
Thank
I
you.
second.
Yay.
Yeah, third. I wish she was still president, but she's always helpful.
Give me a second. I have to go now. I'm done with my report. There's somebody at the door. I have to go.
Okay.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay, next item we have, Minnie was going to talk to it, and I think I have talked to it a little bit, is working board. And it sounds like we've reiterated that every member board has a responsibility, and we need to continue that, make sure that's being done. Even when we're going through the COVID, where everything's slowed down, we still have to pay our rent, and we still have to do so many things. So I'm really glad that we do, in fact, now have a working board. Years ago, we didn't. Every member contributes, and I really appreciate that. The next item we had is COVID-19, and I've talked to the doctors and a lot of people, and I'd like to open, about 15 September, open up our classrooms. We've already ordered face mask and sanitation stuff. Dennis suggested from the hospital, we actually buy some masks. That the hospital's recommending some sort of plastic mask, and I'll look into that, but we'll open up, and we've already sent a letter. Claudia, as she mentioned, sent a letter to many of the students asking, would they attend the classes in the building if we open? And some said yes, some say no. We're not going to force them, but we'll have that available for them. They'll come in based on these, what the Cooper says. We'll have hand sanitation stuff. They'll sit on different sides of tables. We'll give them some sanitation stuff to clean the books or the table when they're finished. Also, I've talked to a lawyer, Robert, and he's going to come with a hold harmless agreement for us So they sign it saying we're not harmed. They can't hold the council for anything that may suspected happened in the building. So trying to get it open, but we're based on the guidance of the government, and they'll have to wear a mask in the building, and then it'll be their decision whether they take them off together, but then they wear a shield and hand cleaning stuff. Any suggestions?
Do
Now, I
you
don't
want to
know.
email
Go ahead.
them, Curtis? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Do you want to email them a letter from our Gmail account, just reminding them that it is open? Maybe like the week before.
You know, and I was thinking about that. Since it wasn't a board decision to close this, I'm not sure I need a vote to open this, but I want your concurrence because as agreement that do you guys feel it's okay to open in a limited basis now? And then we'll send a letter out saying we are open and some guidance. Discussion?
Is Bob still on the meeting? Bob Turlington?
I don't see him.
I think he
Don't
left.
see him.
Yeah. His work is he couldn't hear us.
I was just going to say, from a medical standpoint, it'd be great to have his input.
Yeah, I got it from Dennis. He got it from the nurses dealing with it at the hospital. And everything she suggested apparently is exactly what we're talking about, except she suggested shields or goggles. I had never thought of those. But I saw Harbor Freight has shields for $5-6 a piece.
One of the tutors said she would feel safer if there was a big shield between the student and the tutor. I don't know if that would be better or to give them personal shields. Personal shields might work, like you'll have to give it to all of them, but this one big shield in between the tutor and the student.
Howard, can you build something like that? We'll look into it. I looked into plexiglass the other day and it's very scarce now and pretty expensive, but we can still look. That's a good point, Minnie. Somewhere on the table and clip it to the table.
Well, there is some plastic that you can get that's firm plastic. And we could go on the internet and get it, and it doesn't have to have any carpentry, any building. Like you said, you clip it to the table. And ask your friend, ask Dennis, maybe he knows where we can order one of those or two of them.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. It was
It's a
Amazon?
big piece of plastic with clips on them that you clip to the edge of the table.
Okay.
It's got a little metal piece at the bottom.
Are you driving?
Yes.
There's
Okay.
also one that has stands, so it just sits on the table by itself. So it wouldn't matter if the
Oh,
clip
yes.
at the table or not.
Yeah,
That's fine too.
that's what we have at Coastal, is the plexiglass that stands on the table.
Do you know where they got it, or did your people make it?
I just
Excuse me.
found one.
We
you?
had to, we ordered them, Curtis.
Okay.
The college did. I can, would you like me to look into that?
If everybody can look into it, give me advice, because I don't want to open without your advice. You guys saying you feel, because I would open a month ago.
I think people would feel safer in just general if we had the plexiglass. I really do.
Okay.
It's either that or they both have the shields, with masks, and it might just be smart to invest.
In a shield. Yeah, absolutely.
This is going to be going on for a while, so
Yeah.
I think it's worth investment into that. Yeah, the college ordered them for the entire campus, so I think we can even go on Amazon to see.
You can't.
Okay.
You can't get it.
Allison, where'd you find
You
yours?
can't get it.
I got it, yeah.
Allison?
Yes.
I mean, Claudia, did you say you got some of those?
I'm looking at them right now.
Okay.
I'm gonna send it to I'll send you I'll just send it to the email,
Okay.
and you
We
can
might
look
get two of them, one for the office also, because when we're testing people, it'd be a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Very good idea. Any other comments you have on COVID, what we need to do? Are you in concurrence that we should open 15 September if we're ready?
Curtis, you said you already have the Lysol wipes and the hand sanitizers. Those have already been,
Donna ordered them.
We don't have Lysol wipes. I'm looking into that because of the shortage of Lysol wipes.
Yep.
But it costs like $84 for 3 tubs of Clorox wipes. I don't think we're going to do that.
Do we have a spray that we can wipe with a towel and then throw the towel away? Paper towel?
We probably could do that, but
Mhm.
I'm looking into it. We do have the hand sanitizer, and the masks are going to be in next week.
Okay. And we have another meeting before opening, so we can discuss it there. So this will be for discussion.
hey guys, are Lysol wipes available in the stores?
I haven't seen them.
They are not available in the stores.
They're not in the commissary either.
Yeah, I found some, this thin packets, which are like,
Okay.
will be over in a week if we use it every day.
Yeah.
Hey Curtis, I just real quick, I'm going to continue tutoring my students via phone and online,
That's great.
just because personally, I'm the only caregiver for my parents who are in their 90s, so I got to be really careful. So I'm just
Absolutely.
going to continue to go online.
It will be an option
Mm-hmm.
because some people don't have any place to go, and we have to give an
Mhm.
option. And absolutely, we just open it up for them as an option. If they want to use it, they can. If they don't, that's perfectly all right.
Right.
But we have to meet with these. There's too many students going on the scene right now,
Mm-hmm.
but that's perfectly all right. Any other comments?
I say it's I don't know, do we need to make a motion that we open with, as long as we have all the supplies that are necessary? Or are we just gonna wait till we hear about the plexiglass and everything?
Let's table it till next month. I said 15 is arbitrary date. We
Okay,
still have a meeting in September, so we want to make sure we're all ducks in line. So we can just hold
absolutely.
off till September meeting
That's a
and
good
then discuss
idea.
it further. So it's not,
Okay,
the next thing I had, Sally, you're on for your nominations and
Well-
the board members that are expiring terms.
Curtis, you had said that the nominations would take place in October?
Yeah, October the nominations, November to vote, excuse me,
And November would be the vote, and then December would
whenever
be
they're
the,
announced.
and these are for president,
These for
for all 4 positions?
yes,
Okay. So in other words, everybody keep in mind that that will be taking place, and nominations will be taking place at the October board meeting?
Yep.
For all 4 positions, and Curtis, you are willing to keep on as interim for us
till December.
till
And
December?
we'll see what's going to see.
Okay,
I don't want to, it's up to the board to decide what they want. We need, and Minnie and I mentioned the same thing. We need some new young leadership that's got some new ideas. The other thing is, Sally mentioned is, and I gave you the wrong information first off, is those board, in order for the vote in October, yourself, Howard, and Allison need to make a determination whether you want to stay on the board, and if so, some sort of statement so we can vote on you for one of the officers in October. But we'll need you to, your determination whether you're going to stay on the board.
so
We're on-
that's
Everybody's on 3-year
Howard.
terms.
Howard, Allison, and myself.
Yes, ma'am.
We have to write a letter.
We're trying to find a form. Last year, there was a form that Minnie and I filled out, and I don't know where it's at,
Did we?
saying we will consider reappointment.
I
Can we
didn't
do
fill
that?
that out.
Can we do that via email?
Yeah, I would think so. If you want to send it in to me saying I'll be reappointed and I'll bring it before the board, or have them send it to you. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't remember there was a form or anything. We just asked them and
Yeah, I had a form. I signed saying I will accept reappointment.
where
I
is it?
just wish I'd made a copy of it.
So
I thought it was on the desktop.
it's just the 3 of us?
Yes,
Howard,
ma'am.
Allison? Well, maybe the three of us could email you, Curtis.
Yes. And that, because you have to be approved to run the board in order for, accept an office or be in elections for an office. Does that make sense?
This is just to say that we agree to stay on the board.
Yes,
Is that right?
that's exactly right. And then we can put you on the ballot, or we can accept nominations for offices for the coming year.
Okay.
And we need to look for new members because with Dennis gone and we should increase our number anyways. From
You
12.
want to talk to that? The next one is the bylaw amendments. Page 2, 3, 4, 8, and 9, if you want to bring that up now, Minnie.
Okay.
Minnie and I talked, and we've noticed in the past our numbers are diminishing. And in order to get all these jobs done, initially when the bylaws came out, we said it would be a minimum 12, maximum 15. But in the approval portion, it got knocked down to 9 and 12. In discussion, we both thought that we should bring the bylaws back up to 12 and 15. That allows us enough people that make good decisions and also to serve in various positions within the organization.
Do
If
we
you
have 12?
We only down to 10 right now. And a part of it, I think, is because of COVID. We've not actively been recruiting. I'd like to, and this is where Claudia would come in, is if we can determine some of the tutors are willing to accept positions on the board, we may be able to nominate them for the board because they got the most experience. But we need to look for people because we keep giving the same people the jobs over and over again. We're going to get like Minnie. I've been telling her for years, she's overcommitting herself. I'm getting to that point. And with you three taking on the outreach, you're going to get to a point you're overwhelmed. We need people to help out. And I don't think 10 is enough. But as I mentioned in my message, this is not for vote now. It does say we need to bring it up at a meeting and then decide on bringing it up another meeting, but we can do that in September. My means today was simply just look at it and decide what you guys feel. Of course, with 15, sometimes it becomes unwieldy because you got 15 different opinions. But if we follow Robert's Rule of Order and we all, accept each person's rights, and at any rate, I'm getting tongue-tied.
Now, we do need some more people so that we have more people in the committees and more people
Can I-
to work with.
Can I just throw out there, is there anybody that's attending the meeting today that can think of somebody that through this organization, tutors or whomever, that we could possibly even consider asking to join the board? Is there, even one person is going to help.
What about Kimberly Ray?
I asked Mr. Frazier. He's a minority business owner. He's got his PhD. He loved the man from college. He said he would love to, and he's the one who gives us $25 a month. He said he'd love to, but at this time he can't accept it. He would be a beautiful accent to the committee, but
He would be very much so. Lee would be amazing. But
Lee.
I'm sorry, Kimberly Ray is who now? I'm sorry.
The tutor.
She did the she helped out with the ball, but when I called her, because I'd met her before in person, helping out with that as well, but she showed the most passion. She really cares about the Literacy Council, and she even said word for word, it has a very what did she say? It has a very special place in my heart. Like she wants to help.
Yeah.
So, and she has a good attitude literally all the time.
Oh, Claudia, that sounds.
I talked to her about some other things.
A wonderful candidate for us to ask.
She indicated
she's
she has a
good.
job.
She
and the
what?
time's going to be limited.
Do
I asked
what?
her right after. I talked to Kim right after the gala because I said the same thing. But I would love to get on the board, but she says her time is more limited because she's got a job or something now. But that
Mm.
doesn't mean don't ask her again in a different way.
Exactly. It doesn't hurt to ask. Who would be the best person to ask Kimberly? I think we need to kind of turn that stone, because if she has the passion, that says so much.
Mhm.
Yep.
Who is most comfortable talking to her about that? Because that would be fantastic if we could pull in just one more person at this point.
She worked really closely with Dennis on the gala and the decorating committee. But I
Okay.
mean, I could reach out to her because I was on and Allison, you too. Where's Allison?
Mhm.
Allison and I were on the
For
decorating committee.
sure, yeah. I think that would be a great person.
Yeah.
Would you mind
Guys,
reaching out to her?
this is Carolyn. I've got to go. But I have a retired teacher that I asked before, and then her father got very sick and she's having to care for him. But I'll go back and ask her again. Raquel Bond, if any of y'all know her. She just retired. So I'll ask her, but I have to go now. And I enjoyed the meeting, and Curtis, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I
But
All right.
if you can think about these things and then just go ahead and call them. Right now, I just want to, because we got about 15 minutes. I told you I wouldn't keep you long.
I
Um,
have something to add in here. Can we add more directors just for name, like business people whom it'll give our organization some more credibility and to get money in for fundraising, basically, to have these people just for name, and they can be not, they don't need to attend meetings. They'll be getting information about our meetings. What can we call them? Something.
We have in the bylaws, I think, we have associate membership. And like Robert is one of those. He can advise, he can't vote, but we give him the information. So
Do we have it?
that's a good point.
Yeah, we can have big business people, some people from some our public faces. We can have them on here so that we have a good name, and that way it will be good for outreach, good for fundraising, basically.
And that's how we grow.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Can I just go back to following up on Kimberly Ray, Anita, and Allison? You're willing to reach out to her?
Yeah, I'll reach out to her.
That's wonderful. And I think being a seemingly new, I guess you're not still new.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
So shine. She's so
I mean-
shiny.
Yeah, because, it would be good to talk with somebody that, the real picture of where we are. But here's somebody that if we can get right now, I don't mean to repeat myself, but I think that is so important to try to get somebody like that.
And she's
Right.
also a tutor.
Oh,
Yep.
fantastic. So,
What about Pastor Reverend Park? He is so committed.
I did. I was thinking as you were talking, that was like in the back of my head. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, we should ask him.
Yeah.
You
Just think,
ask,
for the sake of the business, ask anybody you feel would be confident, and then
Okay.
just all you gotta do is recommend, and then we all vote on them. But I don't want to tie up the meeting with all these different ones, but or maybe it's your meeting. If you want to go and discuss it, it's just
No,
I've
I
been.
just-
Go
I
ahead.
just think it's really good, Curtis, that we, again, specifically say we're going to contact like these two people, Reverend Park
Okay,
and Kimberly Ray, and
Okay.
then be able to report at the next meeting.
absolutely. The reason I
Okay.
bring it up, guys, I'm not arbitrarily. People have mentioned, some of you have mentioned the meetings are going too long, and there's too much side stuff, and that's the only reason I'm trying. Otherwise, we can talk forever. I got no problem. I love literacy, and I want to go. So I want everybody's opinions. And I'd like to ask one of you to step in as vice president, and I already have, but she's declined.
Um,
But at any rate, the
Curtis,
post,
no, it's very good you're conscious of that, our time. Keep in mind, we didn't have a meeting in July, so maybe that's why this one's going on a little longer.
absolutely, thank you.
And
if
this
you'll-
stuff has been really good to talk about.
Very
good.
important. Yeah.
So if you see the first line on page 2, we discussed maybe moving the membership up from 9 and 12 to 12 and 15
Mhm.
for the reason we discussed. Uh, And you all should have the bylaws. I sent them to you, I think.
You
Yes.
did.
You
But
did.
if you can just compare these to ones you have already, you can see the changes, because I didn't go into line this and all that stuff. I didn't have time. Page 3 or page 2, you see down the age limit. Which page you on now?
Okay, I'm going back to,
Right there, page
Age limit.
2, the bottom page 2.
yeah.
Okay, you'll see those items, I just put them in there just as kind of administrative thing to kind of coordinate. We've never had the situation, but in case we do, it just shows you a chain. If you guys vote that someone needs to be taken off as a tutor, it just gives us a means by doing that. That's what the change in 2 was.
Okay,
And basically, go ahead.
yeah, I had sent you this email about 18-year-old or older.
Mm-hmm.
We have volunteers younger than that, sometimes volunteering for our events and our tables, because we are also providing volunteer services for SAT hours. We have 3 kinds of volunteers. If you go on website, you'll see. One is tutor, one is event, and the third one is office, help out at the office, or phone, or any kind of administrative.
That's a good point. Maybe we need to change that to simply tutor volunteers.
Yes, that's what I think, because tutor volunteers cannot be younger than the student, and students are 18,
But
mostly.
an SAT can be 14 years old.
Yes.
14. So I don't want them tutoring personally.
No, they
That
won't.
makes sense. That change makes sense.
Makes
Okay.
sense.
Yeah, so we should add this tutor volunteers must be 18 years old.
Okay. So if you'll make that copy to your pen, well, this is what I'll change, and we'll make a vote on it next month. But I just want you to look it over right now. Going down, you'll see the second is simply on program coordinator. By the way, we went through here and changed the name of executive director. You guys voted a year and a half ago to not have a executive director, but a program coordinator, which that's the one Claudia is filling. So I just went through here, and some of these took off the names executive director and simply put in program coordinator, which is Claudia. And just gives her a change. If somebody that absolutely doesn't fit our reign, she can recommend somebody to the board via the governance committee. The governance committee will look at it and recommend to the board that we remove them, but in a good way, not just and give them the right to do certain things. So that's all section 3 discussed. Hey, if you go to page 3, that all that is where we put out executive director and made it program coordinator, just so we have, because our literature says that certain things have to go to the executive director. Well, we don't have one. Who do you send it to? So this just gives just a little continuity to the paperwork. And president shouldn't be capitalized in there, but I'll check that also. Okay, page 4. It's just edification. Simply say that the board may decide to hold the meetings via Zoom or other electronic means as initiated by the board. Right now we have a building place. We're saying it has to be a Valencia. And that's just an edification.
Good.
And go ahead, Minnie.
Is there anything else?
I think I had one. Let me check my notes.
Page 8.
Oh, there. Yeah.
Page 9, 8 and 9 had stuff on it.
Election of officers.
Again, it just changed the name of program coordinator on 9. Oh, section 2 on the election of officers. All they did is put in September, as you mentioned, because every year, because we have a 3-year rotation, we have people that are actually rotating off the board. And that gives them an opportunity to say, yeah, I want to stay on, or no, I don't want to stay on. That just says that done in September. So in October, we can have our ballot nomination and follow the normal thing. So that was just simply added to say during September is when those three that are coming off, should be coming off the board, can say, yes, I'd like to stay on the board. That's just an administrative requirement. It's nowhere in the bylaws. And then
That's it? Right? Oh,
page
yeah.
9. You see, it's just the top of 9, when I just scratched out community, any rate, because when you're listing like that, executive, you don't have to put committee, but at the end. So that's just a grammatical correction. And of course, the last page, I think it was, talked about, and I didn't put it on there, except as otherwise provided hereby, the board of directors may be amended or repealed bylaws as needed. Should change. This is just telling them the way we can go ahead and modify these. And it says we have to have a meeting. We can call a special meeting. And right now with COVID, I thought we don't have time for special meetings. If I present it to you, you look at the changes you think. Next meeting, we vote on the changes or alterations. And then the following meeting, we'll vote for a change, and we'll go ahead and constitute a change if that in fact is what you guys want. And that's all on there. Some item, for instance, good of the, Anita, do you have anything good of the organization you'd like to bring up?
I don't think so.
Allison?
I don't think so. I think we covered a lot.
Okay, I want to give you all an opportunity because there's things that may not be on your mind. Sally?
Can I just ask, what is Jill's title?
She's an administrative coordinator,
Administrative.
director.
Okay.
Director. She's a board
Director.
member, but she's taking care of the
She
administration.
is, but she is administrative director. Okay.
Yes,
All right. No, I would just like to say that I think this has been a good informative meeting. Curtis, you did a great job. And I think we just all, through this time period right now, need to be as positive as we can. And I'm proud to be on the board.
great. Donna? Anything? You're muted.
Yeah, nope, everything was great. I agree with Sally. And I think everything is good.
Claudia?
There was only one thing I forgot to ask.
Mhm.
It was from, let's see, I'm trying to, it was from Paul. He said that Julie Fulton, one of the school liaisons on Camp Lejeune, wanted to speak about an interest in tutor opportunities.
Ah,
He said he spoke with you
yep.
a little bit about having opportunities on base, but base security clearance being an issue. But if going through this route, would it be something that we are interested in? If we are, he would like to invite someone along to a phone conference between Julie, him, and some people from the Literacy Council.
Absolutely. He asked about that, and I gave him some brochures to present on campus, and he's really enthusiastic. The only thing we have to worry about with him, Claudia, so far, be honest with you, he has a student that's not a student.
I know.
And I've been trying to get the guy in, and he's canceled several appointments, but technically we can't count his hours for that student if the student's not a student.
Because when I asked him who his students were, he told me, and one of them I didn't recognize. I was like, what? So,
Billy Long. Mhm.
But it would bring more opportunity. I mean, it would get more tutors.
Absolutely. I'll be willing to talk to him, go there and talk to him even I'll
I
even
want to
put a
do a
mask
phone
on.
conversation August 27th at 10:30.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't get that. I got his last message and we'll respond to it.
So the opportunity is for more tutors not students
Well,
on
that's
campus,
what
on
I
the base?
think. It says she expressed great interest in the tutor opportunities that the Onslow Literacy Council offers. So maybe more students for the tutors. I'm not
Yeah.
honestly very sure what they want.
Because we still
And
have more tutors than students right now, don't we, you guys?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got some tutors that are quitting that we need to
Mhm.
replace their students. And we
we
haven't
do
gotten to
have
that yet.
that.
Gotcha.
We have three new students
Mhm.
we need to test.
But 3 new tutors. We have 3 that wanted applications. They haven't sent them back yet.
Yeah, we got Tatiana. I mean, we've got more, and I've got one I can't give from named Walter Clemens
Hmm.
that I just need a scheduled appointment for him to test.
Okay. No, this
Claudia-
says, I'm sorry,
Claudia, could you give me her name again? On the base?
on base. It's
No.
Julie Fulton.
Julie Fulton. Okay, so, and her role again is what? What is her? We don't know.
She's one of the school liaisons on Camp Lejeune. I wonder if one of the schools, so the base schools.
Yes, I would think.
Because here again, this is an opportunity for outreach, you know?
Uh-huh. No, I agree. I'm just not completely sure because he didn't give me a title. He just said school liaison. So I'm not totally sure what they want, but rereading it now, it sounds like they want tutors.
In school,
Ah,
Yeah, maybe.
we
Maybe
don't
in
do
their
it in
schools.
schools.
I don't know.
because she's in school liaison, so she might be wanting ESL in school.
Offers to its community and wanted to speak on a
We
little
still
bit.
talk to her.
Yeah,
But
we should talk to them.
Her
We
because
still call her and talk to her.
Okay.
Okay,
the parents of the kids.
But she wants to meet at the end of August, so we could talk about the September meeting.
Okay. Yeah, but if you get clarification from him and then let us know and I'll go meet him and talk to her.
Mhm.
That's good liaison. Minnie, you have anything that you on your heart?
Well, I loved this meeting. You run it really well. You might be president next year.
I don't know about that.
I second that.
I don't know about that.
You did a really good job. And I love the passion of our group. We all are very passionate about it. Outreach has done a great job. Claudia is doing a great job. The only thing is we need to be able to communicate with each other, and we have to find out a way so that we are more communicative. Since we don't meet face to face, we will have to be able to either email, text, or Google Meet or the Microsoft. We have to figure out something so
Yep.
that we are on one page, and just meeting once a month is really not,
yep.
that doesn't do it. We all have to be on the same page.
We could use Basecamp.
I've never heard of that.
Basecamp is a program that they have a special thing for nonprofits. So it does cost, but I think we use it at the church. But the way that it organizes it is it organizes everything in a project. So if you, they have ways where you can communicate all together as a group, but then you would have your own section for outreach. So if it just has to do with outreach, the only people in that section would hear about it. So you wouldn't get a ton of notifications about things that don't have to do with you until the meeting. But we really like it. It seems to work, and it's just one to think about. A lot of project managers really like it because it's very organized.
It's worth looking into.
Yeah, how much do you pay for it?
I don't know, but I can find out.
Yeah, find out. If it's not too much, then we might look into it. But there are other, like the team.
Mhm.
Microsoft Team is a free if you have Microsoft. That is.
Mhm.
Claudia, if you look into Basecamp, and then I'll look into Microsoft Teams as far
Sounds
as
good.
the concern was as far as help me, Mac users with Microsoft Teams. But I will look into that. And Claudia, if you look into Basecamp, we may have something to present at the next meeting.
Absolutely.
Will do.
Hey, also, if you look, Minnie has a, are you done, Claudia? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Look at the brainstorming we did. This shows what we see as some of the responsibilities for each one of the committees. I try to put it together so you can see it. For your information, and it's flexible because there may be 1,000 more things that go in each one of these areas that we don't know about. But the point is, like Minnie mentioned, we have to talk. And then, you know, your time to me is very, very important. My time's important too. I can't afford to send 4 or 5 messages to individuals and not get a response, because we got students, Tatiana and some of them, they've already been here 3 months and we've not contacted them. That's how we lose people. So be cautious. And if I send one, because here's the reason, I don't know whether it goes to spam. I don't know whether it's getting to you. I don't know anything. So if you get some, just say, hey, I got it. We'll work on it, or ignore it. One or the other. Go ahead.
Okay.
If you will. It's just an administrative thing. It's just so difficult because I don't have a vice president. Minnie's been really exceptional, helped me with everything. But so, at any rate, I'm crying in my beer.
No, that's what we'll do. We'll just acknowledge emails, Curtis, that we received it, even if we don't have a particular answer, until we find a platform like Basecamp or Microsoft Teams.
Absolutely, because here we have minutes, but when you and I discussed during the month, there's no minutes to cover them up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
But before we go, Curtis, will you send me that information brochure or drop it off at the college?
I'll drop it off. Also, one thing, Sally, we forgot. Early in the minutes, we should have mentioned that a vote was held to not have the July meeting, was held over the internet. And at first, everybody says, whatever you think will go. And then when one person says, I vote for this, everybody went along with it. So it was unanimous that we not hold a July meeting, but that needs to be in the bylaws.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Last thing from me, I did, as I promised earlier, that I will share with you a PowerPoint of all the things that we do. I didn't hear back from anybody, but if you get a chance, look at it and give me other things like this one. These are all the things that go in digital outreach. I did try to make, we can discuss it next time, or we are running out of time right now, but you try to take a look at it. I've tried to make it exhaustive, whatever we do and whatever goes into everything. This is the memberships we have. This is the physical outreach we already have been doing.
A lot of this is going to be very helpful, Minnie, in the brochure, picking pieces.
Yes, just look into it. And if I have missed out anything, it's good to, I'm a very graphic person. I'd like to see.
Yes.
And it helps me. And that's why I took some time making this. So if you think I missed out anything, we've been talking about strategizing, but if we don't know what goes into the program, we will not be able to strategize.
Exactly.
Right? This was my reason of putting this together.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I would encourage everybody, you youngsters, if you see a different direction we need to go in, we can change the bylaws. I mean, we can change the PowerPoint. If you see new procedures that make more sense, we can do that. We just need to talk.
Curtis, question, what qualifies us as a youngster?
I'm the oldest one here. At 72, you're all youngsters.
Okay. Okay.
You smile.
All right.
I'm going to get you back, Sally.
All right. Okay. I'm up one.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
Motion to adjourn?
11:06. It's 11:06.
Motion to adjourn.
6 minutes late. So we went 6 minutes over.
We're good.
Yes, we're good. Thank you, Curtis. It was
good to see everybody too.
See everybody too. Yes.
Hey, Anita, God bless and take care of your family. Oh, that's the other thing I knew. We can love what we're doing, but your family comes first.